Happy Thursday, Roberts Roadrunners. Today is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. Our weather today is going to be 48 degrees and partly sunny. Our lunch choices today are Sloppy Joe's, a muffin, yogurt, and cheese, or a garden salad with mozzarella. Birthday shout-outs to do. A happy birthday to Boris in Mrs. Winter's class and to Kason in Mrs. Coleman's class. They are both celebrating today. A happy birthday to Jelena in Mrs. Pedon's class. She is celebrating on Saturday. And a happy birthday to Mrs. Rediker, who is celebrating on Sunday. I hope you all have an amazing day of celebrating you. We are continuing with our focus of say something, see something, say something. Here you go.
My parents always told me that I should tell someone who could fix it if I saw something wrong. As a little child, naturally, those words made sense to me. If I had a broken toy, I would tell Mommy or Daddy, and they would fix it. If the light bulb in my bedside lamp blew out, I could notify one of my parents, and they would give me a new one. If I needed help up a step, I could tell a grown-up, and they would help me. That is how it had worked for as long as I had been alive. It made perfect sense. The problem came, as many issues did, when I entered school. As with so many lessons that our parents try to teach us, what makes perfect sense in our families does not always translate as perfect sense in the world of elementary school. It all started when I was in second grade. While I had a whole school year riding the school bus, I was still young enough to enjoy it. I loved Mr. Jose, our bus driver. He was always kind and greeted every one of us. On Fridays, he would bring in treats from his wife's restaurant. Mr. Jose often greeted me in Spanish because, thanks to my dad's family being from Costa Rica, I always sat with my best friend Alex. On the bus, second graders were a step up from first graders, but still not as high up on the kid ladder as fifth and sixth graders. I had never had problems with the bigger kids, as they mostly kept to the rear of the bus, while those of us who were younger sat in the front and middle. On a Monday, I got on the bus and noticed that Ted was in the middle of the bus. I didn't think anything of it at first. I just sat down next to Alex and looked out the window. Ted had moved over to sit with Arlo. Arlo was a smaller kid who did talk a lot and seemed to be very shy. I thought it was weird that Ted would sit with Arlo because Ted was friends with kids like Blake and Chuck, who were even then bullies. That was when I heard Ted say, "You don't need it, just hand it over. You'll be just fine." Arlo was not smiling. He looked afraid. Then I saw Arlo give Ted something. At lunch, I noticed Arlo sitting with his friends. He was not eating. He didn't even have a tray in front of him. He wasn't talking or anything. Arlo looked as though a monster had scared him. The next day, the same thing happened on the bus. Ted sat down next to Arlo and demanded that he give him something, and Arlo handed it over. And at lunch, there was Arlo again, not eating. "What's up?" Alex asked. "That kid Arlo," I said. "This is the second day that he isn't eating." "Did he forget his lunch?" Alex suggested. "Or did a big kid take his lunch money? I've heard that happens sometimes. That's why my mom usually packs my lunch." "I think that someone is taking it from him," I said. "I think that it's Ted." "I've noticed Ted bugging him on the bus before," Alex said. "Let's sit next to him on the bus tomorrow." "Good idea," I said. That way, we would be able to figure out what was happening. Wednesday, Alex and I chose our seat just in front of Arlo. We also made sure that we said hi to him. He smiled and greeted us. As the bus started to move, Ted again left his seat and sat next to Arlo. "You have my money?" Ted asked. Arlo nodded his head silently and put his hand in his jacket pocket. As he handed Ted his money, Alex said, "Is that your lunch money?" "Butt out," Ted said. "This doesn't concern you." Arlo was holding his money, prepared to give it to Ted. "Why should he give you his money?" I asked. "For protection," Ted laughed. "From what?" Alex asked. "From me," Ted said. "That's stealing," I said. "That's bullying," said Alex. She was agitated. "Are you going to be a snitch rat?" Ted laughed. "No," I said. I didn't know what a snitch rat was. "But you better stop it." "Whatever," Ted laughed, putting Arlo's money in his pocket. Every time I saw Ted in the hallway, he made a rat face at me and called me Snitch Rat in a squeaky voice. One time, he even offered me cheese. The next day, Alex and I sat in the same seat as Arlo and made sure to include him in our conversation. Arlo seemed to feel better and even thanked us for sitting with him. Alex and I thought that this might help Arlo until we noticed him in a corner giving Ted his money. Seeing that made me feel sad. This was a problem that needed a solution. I told Mr. Jose about it, and he said to me that I should tell a teacher, so I did. Miss Bark, our principal, listened carefully as Alex and I told her what Ted was doing to Arlo. Then she said, "Thank you for telling me this. Bullying is cruel, and I won't tolerate it. I think you are both courageous to tell me this." It was not long before Ted was called to talk to Miss Bark. On Thursday, Ted was sitting in the front of the bus by himself. Arlo was sitting in his regular seat when Alex and I joined him. "Hi, guys," Arlo greeted us. "Hi," I said. "It looks like Ted is up front today. How'd that happen?" "I don't know," Arlo said, "but I think he'll be there all year." "That's good news," Alex said. In school, Alex and I noticed that Ted didn't say anything to Arlo, or anyone else but his group of friends. When Alex and I walked by Ted, he would still call us Snitch Rats, but that didn't bother us. They were just names. The important thing was that nobody had any problems with Ted beyond name-calling for the rest of the school year. As an adult, I look back at that experience and understand a little more than I did then. My parents' advice about saying something when we see something wrong was right. I also learned that if someone is doing something wrong, especially to another person, and they get caught, they will not like the consequences, but they will stop. So again, if you see something wrong, say something. Good words make good things happen. Bad words are just words.
So it is important for you to be aware. If you see something that isn't right, it's important for you to say something. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No school tomorrow, just a reminder. Tonight is the first Fall Fest. PTO is sponsoring. Lots of fun things are happening there. It starts at 4:30. We also have parent-teacher conferences tomorrow. That's why you have no school. And we still have On Time October happening. There are 6 days left. Okay, let's push through and grow those pumpkins. Just a reminder about our expectations: to be kind, to be responsible, and to be safe. Have an amazing day and an extra special long weekend.